Destruction AllStars update is fixing the game's voice chat issue. HBO is now making a movie about GameStop and Reddit. The release date for Final Fantasy XIV's latest update was accidentally announced by Square Enix CEO. And the Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake has been delayed again. Welcome to your gaming news update. As reported by PC Gamer, Final Fantasy XIV Update 5.5 will release on April 13th, 2021. Late into the Final Fantasy XIV announcement showcase, Square Enix CEO Yosuke Matsuda showed up to reveal the PS5 version of FF14, while accidentally letting loose the release date of patch 5.5. It was a cute, almost rehearsed mistake, with game director Naoki Yoshida and translation director Michael Christopher Koji Fox playing along by acting upset. Director Naoki Yoshida revealed that the development team is working on a system that will let players visit their friends on entirely different data centers. This effectively means that players will be able to play with friends regardless of what server they are on, even if they're in a different region. Endwalker itself will contain the complete expansion arc, eschewing the usual finale doled out in post-launch patches to wrap up things immediately. More importantly, Endwalker will wrap the last 10 years of Final Fantasy XIV's story up completely. According to PC Gamer, HBO is making a movie about Reddit and GameStop. Variety reported today that US-based network HBO is working on a GameStop movie of its own that will explore, quote, how a populist uprising of social media day traders beat Wall Street at their own game, end quote. Executive producers on the show will include Andrew Ross Sorkin, the co-creator of the Showtime hedge fund drama Billions, and author of Too Big to Fail, a book about the 2008 financial crisis that apparently taught us nothing, as well as former HBO Films head Len Amato and Blumhouse Television founder Jason Blum. If you somehow managed to miss this entire thing, which is still ongoing by the way, GameStop stock went from just under $20 a share to a whopping $469 at its peak, largely as a result of a subreddit, Wall Street Bets. The situation caused an uproar amongst hedge fund managers who were shorting the stock and a collective realization that nobody really understands how the stock market works. GameRant has provided a Destruction AllStars update. After receiving tons of feedback from players, Lucid Games has rolled out a hotfix for Destruction AllStars to fix the game's voice chat. The fast-paced demolition derby game Destruction AllStars released earlier this week, but the game's handling of voice chat instantly rubbed the player base the wrong way. Fortunately, Lucid Games has rolled out a new update that should prompt a huge sigh of relief from players who were experiencing harassment or were annoyed with the default voice chat settings in Destruction AllStars. For the unaware, Destruction AllStars originally had voice chat on by default, using the DualSense controller's microphone for all players when they enter an online match. This led to plenty of complaints from the player base that did not appreciate being in a voice chat by default, and anyone familiar with online gaming can only imagine the type of conversations players were subjected to hearing. Before the latest hotfix turned off online voice chat by default, players would have to manually turn off voice chat in Destruction AllStars in a PS5 menu. Have you been subjected to these types of conversations? Let us know in the comments below. The Prince of Persia remake has been delayed again, PC Gamer reports. Ubisoft's remake of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time has been delayed once again, having already seen its release pushed back from January 20th to March 18th of this year. The royal developer today announced that the prince needs a little bit more time to freshen up. When that'll be, Ubisoft isn't quite ready to say. Quote, "We have made the decision to shift the release for Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake to a later date," end quote, the publisher explained on Twitter. This extra development time will enable our teams to deliver a remake that feels fresh while remaining faithful to the original. Announced last September, 2003's Sands of Time is being rebuilt from the ground up using the publisher's Assassin's Creed engine. Fitting, considering that series' roots as a Prince of Persia prototype. The remake will feature vastly overhauled graphics, motion-captured animation, and a free camera, and it's the first Ubi game to be headed up by its studios in India. So, we don't know yet when Prince of Persia will finally arrive, but when it does, it'll be exclusive to Epic Games and the Ubisoft Store. And with that, we wrap up this week's gaming news update. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, let us know by liking this video or subscribing to the channel. Until next time.